If you're shopping for a Fuji Instax Mini camera in the year 2024, you're probably looking at two cameras. The Fuji Instax Mini 12 is the cheapest Instax Mini camera out there right now that's sold new by Fuji. And the Fuji Instax Mini 99 is a brand new camera that sits at the top of the line, and it costs over twice as much as the Instax Mini 12. So you may think that like, oh, well, this one is obviously sharper and better, and it's the one that if you have the money for it, you should go. But it's actually a lot more complicated than that. There's ways that the Fuji Instax Mini 12 is actually better than the 99, and obviously the 99 has features that this one doesn't. But we're gonna get one thing out of the way right at the top. There is really no discernible image quality difference between these two cameras. That's right. Basically at the fundamental picture taking level, the Fuji Instax Mini 12 and the Fuji Instax Mini 99 are exactly the same. So if you're just worried about taking pictures and you want the best quality possible, you're really not losing anything by going with the Instax Mini 12. And they both have really great auto exposure too, which is one of the best things about Fuji's current lineup. Like the Fuji Instax Mini 12 just takes great pictures, and so does the 99. And I'll prove it to you. I scanned both of these images that I took side by side at 2400 DPI. This is so zoomed in here, it's insane. Like, you really are looking at dust specks at this point, and really, they're exactly the same. Fuji Instax Mini is already a really small format, so there's only so much room there is to, make things sharp. So if you care about budget at all and you just want a great way to take pictures, yeah, the Fuji Instax Mini 12 is a fantastic choice. You can buy 13 packs of film with the money that you have left over from buying this instead of the Fuji Instax 99. So yeah, why would you get the 99? Well, it's funny you asked. There actually are some compelling features on the 99. The biggest headlining feature that I've never seen in any camera before this one is it actually has this like pre-exposure modes. There are little LEDs inside the camera that actually will pre-expose the film at the same time that you're shooting it to create all sorts of cool effects like lens flares and different color tones. And it's a really cool how they've done it here because it's an additive process. It's not like just sticking on a cheap filter. It's actually adding light, and it's just really cool. It's like one of the best innovations I've seen in an instant camera design in decades. Now, there is another cool feature that I really like in this, and that's actually a little vignette switch that adds a little vignette to the edges of the film. And I think this is just a really good idea because so often we're digitally adding vignettes anyways, so why not have it just built into the camera, especially when you have a physical image that you're going to be looking at. Those two features, like if you really want to play with different colors and vignette and effects like that, that's really what sets apart the 99. Do not buy the 99 for the rechargeable battery or a perceived idea that the image might be a little sharper, because really the Fuji Instax 12 is just as good. And I actually think that the rechargeable battery is a bit of a weakness because you're not shooting your Instax Mini camera all the time. Even if you're a really avid user, you might leave it in a drawer most of the week and pull it out one night to go to a party. Or if you're like me or most people, you pull it out once every few months. Well, when you pull it out, the little battery that's in this is gonna be dead unless you remember to charge it the night before, and it takes a while to charge. Worse, it doesn't charge by you plugging this camera into the wall. You have to take the battery out and hope that the charger, which is separate, you haven't lost in the past few months. And even if you do all that correctly, when you finally plug this camera in, the lithium battery might not work at all because lithium batteries only last so long. They only have a few years in them if you really treat them well. And if you leave this camera, stored with a dead battery, that lithium battery might not wake back up. And let me tell you, you're not going to go down to Walgreens and pick up a new lithium battery for this thing. Whereas on the Instax 12, you just have two AA batteries in here. That's it. That's super easy to find AA batteries. You probably have a bunch lying around. And as long as you don't accidentally leave them in the camera when you're storing it, don't leave them in the camera when you're storing it, you always have fresh batteries on hand. So if you want to go out and shoot, yeah, easy. Just grab some new batteries, put it in, and you don't have to worry about it at all. And if you really want to protect the environment, you can put rechargeable AA batteries in here, and that works great too. Just be careful with the door on the Fuji Instax 12 because it's super fragile. Fuji, if you're listening to this, you really need to make battery doors better because they are always so fragile. The Fuji Instax 99 is a really nice camera. Like, you really are getting all sorts of fun knobs and dials and screens and different things to do with the camera that really get your money's worth for $200. And I think it's a great value. But fundamentally, it's the same camera as the Fuji Instax 12. So which of these two cameras should you get? Well, if money is at all a consideration, then yeah, just get the Fuji Instax Mini 12. It's a fantastic camera and I really like using it. Now, if you're someone who really gets into all the nitty-gritty on a camera, you really like exploring different modes and trying out different techniques, the Instax Mini 99 is a really fun camera to use, and I think it's well worth its price. So I would recommend either getting the cheapest Instax Mini camera or the most expensive, but don't worry about any of that stuff in between. Now, there are other instant film formats out there. Let's say you're looking at the 99, but you're like, I don't know, I want something that has more detail. I want really good scans. Well, you're gonna be better off spending that $200 on a camera that has a larger format, like an Instax Square at the least, or an Instax Wide camera. Or you can go over to the Polaroid world and get a Polaroid vintage camera, or even a Polaroid modern camera that's out there. Those all have much bigger frames than Fuji Instax Mini, and you're gonna get a lot more just literal image out of them. But if you really just want to take pictures for fun, you want to go to parties, take pictures with friends, man, these two cameras are both great for that. So what do you think? Which of these two cameras would you recommend to people? Or is there a different instant film camera that you would recommend instead? Thanks for watching and happy shooting.